we had nothing. We had no punch. I thought Joe Smith was going to tactically be better than that. I hope selection-wise, I hope we do make those changes.
Are you going to do it? Are you going to square it or not?
We are, mate. I tell you what, yes,
Confident.
we're definitely going to do it. I've already put a bet on it. We're paying $4.50. Gamble responsibly.
DSPN, the Devlin Sports Podcast Network.
He joins us every Thursday. He does a breakfast show out of Brisbane, Triple M Breakfast Show, former Wallaby fullback. And on the day, that is the anniversary of the boy band One Direction. And they've firmed up 15 years ago. What's this round your neck? What is that, mate?
That. Well, I had a cold because there's such big. I must have got down there amongst all the crowds that were here. Brisbane went nuts on the weekend, and I got a slight cold. And because I work in a studio with the others, I've been putting it on. So I don't like the surgical mask. I just put this on so I'm not breathing germs on my colleagues.
Okay, well, put a baseball cap on and start sort of rioting on the weekend. You fit right in, mate.
Oh, now, do you know Peter Fitzsimon, the former Australian
second rower?
Well,
yep.
He always wore that red bandana. That was wanky. Oh, I forgot I had that on. I put that on at 3:30 this morning. Sorry.
Okay, your glasses are all wonky too.
Yeah, that's because I stood on them when I got out of bed the other night, half pissed, and I stood on my glasses. I went, "You are such not a professional, mate." Anyway, it's been a very big weekend here. I've had an Irishman, a 78-year-old Irishman, staying with me. Megstead is the man who introduced me to him. Murray Megstead introduced me to him about 40 years ago. And I haven't been able to shake him since, and I see him every 12 years when he needs a bed at Brisbane for the Lions tour. 78, Martin, and he went from the moment I picked him up from Brisbane Airport until I put him in the hands of his next carer in Melbourne. He went. I've been half crook. I think that's where I got my cold. I wore myself out. 3 nights in a row, I went to bed after 3 a.m. And let's remember, that's normally what time I get up.
You're getting
up,
on
holidays.
Yeah.
It's been a torrid Lions tour. Let me tell you.
78 years old. I tell you what, they've got a tank on them, the Irish, haven't they? Look, because we met a lot after the quarter final in Paris in 2023.
Yeah.
And me and Lachlan were just sitting in a bar afterwards near the hotel. A whole lot of Irish walked past. We started yelling at each other before we know it. It was at 6 a.m. and they're still going, mate. Win, lose, draw. They don't care, eh?
Well, we got him home, like after the test match Saturday night, we got home, 1:30 or so, and he wanted to know, I think we had another 3 or 4 drinks. And I went, what is this? Like, who are you? How are you still, I swore that, 4 nights I had him. My job was just to keep him alive. I didn't want to be the carer. I thought he was his carer. In the end, I think he was my carer. I've never seen these Lions people. They've got, because their dollar, their pound, it's worth every drink they have. They're on happy hour for 3 to 4 weeks, these folks. They are on half-price drinks their whole tour. God, they're so friendly too.
It's not just happy hour, mate. It's happy hour on the field as well because, look, that was miserable, mate. The first half hour looked like it was a training run. They scored after half. I know you blokes came back into it in the second half, but I kind of felt the game was way over by then.
Consolation cries don't count in my mind too. I'm with you. It was way gone straight after half time. What was that? 4 minutes after half time, and they scored that try. You're 9 ahead. She's gone. The game is gone completely. I know we're going, we fought back bravely and we showed courage. That's what Joe Smith's saying. I think tactically we got it very wrong. We were without Skelton, our second row, is 144 kilos, and we're without Valentini, who's had more ball carries in the last 4 seasons. They're back this weekend. Tate McDermott should be the starting half because Tom Liner went well. My mate Michael Liner used to play with the Wallabies. I remember him. He came back for the game and had a good night the other night. He needs to play with McDermott, not with a bloke he's never met before, Jake Gordon. And McDermott started to make holes when he started running. Stop box kicking. Who thinks it's a good idea to box kick against the Lions? That's what they're good at receiving and transitioning from there. And we probably need Suaalii I'd like to see him at fullback because his strengths, you saw him when he played league and now he's playing rugby. He's strong in the air, and that's where they love putting up a bomb, and that's where we're having trouble.
We'd Campo on Monday about it, and, you know what he's like.
What did he say?
Well, he just says that, we need to get back. This is we, the Wallabies, need to get back to playing Wallaby-style rugby. He said, using the backs, he said, there's more than just a crash ball. We used to have angles. He said, league used to look at the Wallabies and borrowed this from them. Used to, guys running different kind of confusing you, but just using the skill and pace that you've got. I mean, look, it was kind of depressing in the end because you'd run into the brick wall and then you'd end up going 2 or 3 metres back and then you'd box kick, and that was kind of. And I'm worried. I'm thinking there, Josh Schmidt, you're better than this.
It's no good just hanging on to the ball. We did not. There was one stage there we did not make 1 metre. They weren't driving us back. They were just meeting us. I know they're sussing offside. Maybe they're a metre offside, but that's rugby. You're allowed to be that close. We had nothing. We had no punch. We had. It was a training run, Martin. I think that probably summed it up. I thought Joe Smith was going to tactically be better than that. I hope selection-wise, and it's happening about now. The team will be announced very soon. I hope we do make those changes because otherwise every modern tour, so this is the fourth of what I call the modern tours, 89, 2001, 2013. It's always been 1-1 going into the third fixture in Sydney. It's got to be that, or otherwise this is just a joke, the whole thing. They may not even come here again. I don't know.
Well, this is why I started the show by saying it's actually looking at from outside and from over here. It's actually got a bit dull and boring. I know the First Nations side played a bloody good game on Tuesday night, but that's against the midweek side of the Lions and that. But look to me as that they just still had so much gas left, and that's we're all hoping that you come back and you win this one because it needs to be decided, doesn't it, in Sydney? Otherwise, half of them will be on the plane. You'll get a consolation. It'll go down in the record books as 2-1, and won it in a canter.
I know. It'll be horrible if it's not 1-1, mate, because it's that they are doing it easily. Even those games that they've been winning provincially against the Force, against the Reds and everything, they haven't been a full rat power anyway. They've only been running at half pace and they're still thrashing us. So if we're looking, there's two things. There's the good news is, that $80 million, I don't know if you hear, but Australian Rugby borrowed $80 million off a private equity firm. If we don't pay that back, that private equity firm actually owns Australian Rugby. The good news is that will be paid off by the end of this weekend. Extraordinary. That's brilliant. How much money we're ripping out of these tourists. Fabulous. So we'll be in the black again by the end of the Sydney test. Fabulous. But if it doesn't excite rugby fans, it's of no use going forward. I know the World Cup will then make us money, and we'll have money by the end of 2027. We'll be flush with funds. That's great. But if we don't compete properly against these Lions, no one cares, and more so, and I keep telling you this, rugby doesn't get good in Australia again and doesn't get popular until we beat you bastards. That's the ultimate barometer. I know we play against you a lot, but we need to start beating the All Blacks, and I don't know how that's going to happen. And I know they thought Joe Smith was the saviour. Not even Joe Smith can say, but we don't have the cattle at the moment. So bringing rugby league players back. Let's finish on your Brisbane experience in the court, because I know you did a lot of corporate work. How many times did you tell that story about 89 in the Campo Pass? Well, now everyone, mate, it's 36 years ago. So
still talking
about
it.
Out at the crowd. I not too many times. It did get shown behind me on a screen while I'm speaking at the microphone, and then. When I'd say Campo's a wanker and
in the crowd,
But it happened so long ago. I pushed so far past that in my life. I just like talking about the current play. Because you have a look at any of those old games, and that's what I have done to see. Oh, righto, because they've shown extended those 3 test matches, 1989 against the Lions. That may as well be in caveman times. The speed, we weren't big, we weren't fast, we weren't anything, but at least everyone on the field, both teams were the same. It was dirty, though. There were a lot of punches and kicks. Mm-hmm. But in terms of clever rugby, there was some clever rugby, but we didn't look like the athletes that we see now. Thank God I don't have to. I watch these guys now and go, how do you hit those bastards? It's incredible.
All right, give us a prediction. Are you going to do it? Are you going to square it or not?
We are, mate. I'll tell you what. Yes, we're definitely going to do it. I've already put a bet on it. We're paying $4.50. Gamble responsibly. I reckon we are. Whether we get a good referee that keeps them on side and we get these, as I said to you, those 4 or 5 changes, if they come through, we can do it. They're eminently, you probably saw it on the weekend, they're beatable. But hopefully by us.
DSPN.